This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, good evening. This is Suresh here.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Suresh.
Yeah, good evening guys. Good evening one and all. Okay, so guys, from today's session, we are going to get started with our employee central sessions. So the first topic that we'll take up will be a prerequisite topic to start with employee central structure discussion. Prerequisite topic is what we start with. So by the middle of the session, we'll enter into the employee central course structure. Okay, so before we start with that, does anybody have any specific on the previous topics that we have been looking at under introduction to mastery till last Friday? Anybody, any questions?
Yeah, Suresh, I have one question.
Yeah, Roshni, please.
Yeah, I just want to know that when we edit new user, so after adding that, can we delete that if we want from system or not?
So we only have the option of inactivating, making a user inactive. You can't have an option to delete and all, either active or inactive once loaded. Okay.
All right. And
Yeah.
other thing is that, Suresh, as we discussed in our last class, manage themes. So that option, it is not, showing in my account.
Okay, I'll just check the permissions. I'm making a note of it. Okay, I'll confirm you by tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other queries, guys?
Hi Suresh, Rupa here.
Yeah, Rupa, please.
How can we know whether we are into V12 or Fiori new homepage in case you want to see it?
V12 or Fiori homepage. It's based on the theme. So
New
you
see,
have the
I was
homepage.
just going through the notes. Yeah, new homepage or V12 page,
See,
because I was going
you
the
want
notes.
V12. Okay. Let me tell you. V12, V12 and Fury. It's not a different thing. V12 is the complete UI. Okay. Fury based is the homepage. Fury theme based is the homepage. That's it. The complete success factors screens, anything that you see are completely on V12 basis. So theme is where you have a Fury theme. If you go to the theme manager, you'll be able to see a theme as Fury.
Okay.
Okay, the complete success factors instance screens UI are on V12 version 12 of the UI. So when success factors has been acquired by SAP in 2012, it is in V9. So in last 8 to 10 years, it's been migrated. It's been upgraded 3 more times, and it's in V12 the latest. Even that has happened almost in 2016 itself. In last 5 years, we did not have any upgrade. So version the UI level, it's V12 of the UI. Theme is where you have this Fury theme, success factors
Fine.
Fury theme. Okay.
But then when I was going through your notes on homepage, there it was mentioned that new homepage, the config is different and V12. So in exam, what will come for
Sorry,
certification?
can you come again? What's the last
Yeah,
line?
the homepage notes, I was going through it. So there are two sets for V12 and new homepage. So for certification, what will come?
Okay,
Any idea?
that is not at all that's not at all applicable. That's the old homepage related. You need not bother at all. So that's an old one where now we only have one option. Previously, customers old one or new one as an option that they have to choose, but here we only have one. Okay, so I show you on the screens. Just give me a moment. Yeah, you see this? So this is the old UI of the home page. Well, this is also on version 12 itself, but the alignment of the blocks used to appear in another manner like this. Okay, the to-do list here has one, you have like this. Even this is one more example. So this is a different view. So this is no more available now. Okay, this is the only UI that you see. What we are seeing in our latest system. So our is the latest system, and even for the customers, this is the only UI that comes up. Initially in 2017 or sometime this, when this new homepage has come, for initial around 6 to 8 months, customer has a choice of between the old, but now it's by default only new one. Okay.
Fine. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get started with the Employee Central part, guys. So when we speak about Employee Central, the main part is about the employee, the way how you handle the employee data, right from the way how you enter the employee record into the system for the first time, and the way how you manage the employee record completely with all his informations. That might be his personal details, his education details, his previous employment details, dependent details, communication details like addresses, contact numbers, email IDs, and company specific employment information, job information, salary, compensation information, like this, lots of information, whatever we have regarding an employee. So all that, the way how we maintain in the system and we manage that record, we keep updating that records. So whenever there is employee probation confirmation after 6 months, recording that. After 1 year, there is a promotion. After that, there is a transfer, there is a salary correction, and there is the dependents edition. He initially he joined, when he joined, he's a bachelor. Later on he got married, and there is marital status change. Dependents dependents are updated, like his spouse, children, and all. Okay, so like this, each and every change of record, right from his hiring till his retirement or separation from the company, the entire life cycle of activities will be under the Employee Central core module. So the Employee Central is called as a core module because that takes up the main responsibility of a HR system to maintain and manage the employee record end to end from hire to retire. So that's the core system of SuccessFactors we call. Okay. So in this process of maintaining all this record, so the main place where we see all the employee information is employee. As you guys have been already seeing in the previous sessions, when you go for this My Employee file, so in this My Employee file, that is which basically navigates to a profile. So this screen where you see the entire employee information with various sections of information and all. So this is what we call it as employee profile, or you can call it as people profile or simply profile. Okay, so actually the name is people profile. Okay, but people also call it as simply employee profile or simply profile. They can call with different names. So this is the one that is going to have the entire information of an employee, personal details, employment details, the time balances, leave balances, kind of salary details, everything is present here. Okay, so entire information of an employee is maintained here, managed from here. Any editing or updates to be made, any promotions, transfers, kinds of to be recorded in the system. Say currently employees in which department, which location, and all. If you want to record any transfer of employee there, department, location, anything, if you want to transfer, updating these things, maintaining the historic record. Okay, so the current screen level, whatever you have, is just effective from 21st February. That is just 2 days back. From 21st February, this is the latest record. So before 21st Feb, what is the record? You can see in the history here. Going into the history, you will have each and every update shown here. So on 21st, employee has been transferred to a different department. Prior to that, since 2017 till 20th of February 2020, almost for 3 years, the previous data is different. So like that, right from the employee hiring record in 2002 till now, whatever are the different changes that have happened on the employment record, each and every minute information along with the historic data has been captured here. Okay, so that way, capturing all these details on one screen is what the people profile screen is called. Now you have all this information divided into different sections: employment information, personal information, time related data, talent information, like this different sections it has been divided into. In each section you have subsections. This is the main section name. Personal information has a section name. In the Personal information is one subsection. Scroll down. National ID is a second subsection. Contact information, biographic information, dependents, these are all different subsections of the main section. Okay, and against each and every subsection you have the main content where the data is hosted, that is called portlet. This primary emergency contact where you can have some contact details, the contact information box where you can have the employee business email ID, the normal personal email ID, all that, and next the national IDs of the employees, dependents, everything. These are those what are actually storing the employee information. Okay, so these are called portlets, guys. Portlets. Okay, so now let me just show you. One second. Let me just list down on the screen for you. The entire people profile has been divided into three parts: sections, subsections, and portlets. Sections, subsections, and portlets. Those things that you are seeing on the top here, personal information, employment, life event, all these are basically called as the sections. Under each section, we have different subsections into which the screen has been divided into. Again, as the subsection is where you are having something called as portlet that is hosting the data finally with all several fields in it. Sections, subsections, and portlets. So portlets are those that are hosting the data in the system. Okay, so that is how this entire people profile screen has been structured into. So in one section you can have multiple subsections. You don't have any limit on number of subsections, but against a subsection again you can have portlets where either two portlets or only one portlet. So few portlets will have will take the complete UI, the complete width of the screen. For this example, you take information, or you take this position information, job information, they take the complete UI, whereas few portlets will have only 50% space taken. So here you have one portlet, here you have another portlet. Okay, so that way against one subsection you can either have one or maximum two portlets against a subsection. So these things which are holding the data finally are called as the portlets, guys. Okay, so that is the terminology perspective. Sections, subsections, and portlets is what the entire employee profile screen has been divided into to host the data in a structured manner. Okay, so now if my customer has his own requirements with respect to what sections to be present here, so what are the names of these sections, if they want to relabel the sections, or against a section what are the subsections, against which subsection what portlet should be there, all this ordering. So what is the order of the sections, the labels of the sections, subsections, portlets, the layout, how is this people profile screen level layout is appearing. So the customer wants to customize it as per his requirement. Okay, he wants the personal information to be in the third place. Okay, the time information to be in the first place. So any reordering of it, relabeling of it, anything can be done in a separate page called as configure people profile. The page where the people profile layout can be controlled is called configure people profile, guys. So if we just search with the keyword as people, we get it. Just give me a moment. So here in the top search area, just search with the keyword as people, you get configure people profile. This is the one. So obviously this is a configuration screen that will be accessible only by consultants, not the end users. So here in this configure people profile page, we will have the complete layout of this people profile screen with all the sections, subsections, and the portlets listed. You see this personal information section. In that, what are the different subsections? Against every subsection, what are the portlets that we have? All this has been listed like this. Okay, so under personal information as a section, there is a personal information subsection. Against that, personal information portlet. Again, national ID subsection, national ID and work eligibility has two portlets like this. If you scroll down, you will have next section, second section, third section. Like this, you have different sections. In each section, there are multiple subsections, and in each against multiple subsections, you have either one or maximum two portlets like this. Okay, so this is how you will have it as a standard layout, guys. Whenever you come into this people profile page for the first time, there is a standard layout of all these sections, subsections, portlets that can be arranged. As per the customer requirement, we can rearrange it in which order it should be, which what should be the labels of these sections, subsections, portlets, ordering, everything we can handle. That is what now we will be looking at, how to handle this layouting. Okay, so if I want to change this, one second. Yeah, so if you want to change this section heading, so they don't want this personal information as a complete word, they just want that to be seen as a personal info, as a section heading. So here I can change it, I can relabel it. So when I just select on that, it will be highlighted, and on the right hand side you will see the label where you can modify it as per your requirement. So that gets updated not only in the default English language. If you want to update the translations, guys, so SuccessFactors being supported in multiple languages, so these are the standard label. Now when you made a change to the standard label in one language, you can even update it in the other language. You are supposed to update it in the other language. So that is here. If you just click on this globe icon just above the label field, system will give you the standard labels. How is the personal information pronounced in German? Okay, similarly in Spanish, in French, like this, in multiple languages, how it is already given, it displays. So whatever change you want to make, you can also make it in the respective other languages also. Whereas,
how did you get into this? Sorry, I missed it.
Okay, I'll just show again. Here, just above this, you have a globe icon here. Just above the label, a small globe icon. If you just click on it, you will get the list of all the languages. Okay. Okay, so now here, what are all the languages that are listed, guys? This will not be the entire 43 languages what SuccessFactors is supported. In the provisioning system, I already shown you what languages to be activated. So a customer might be required with only 4 languages, some customers with only 2 languages. So it depends upon the customers. So there are customers, they want only English. There are customers who want English and Arabic. Some need English, Arabic, Chinese. So whatever languages they want in the provisioning, among that 43 languages, they activate the required languages. Which languages are activated in the provisioning, only that will be appearing here. Okay, so in this system, there are around 14 to 15 languages out of 43 that are activated, all that are listed here. So only for languages what you are handling, system will ask you to maintain the translations. So when there is a change of a label, standard label, if you are required to maintain a translation, you are not required to go for Google and you need not search for the Google translation of it. Any standard label changes, or tomorrow if you are creating any custom fields for that field labels, whatever you are creating, anything, it's the customer responsibility to give us the translations in the respective target languages. Standard things SF has already given you in all the languages. Anything that we are customizing, either relabeling the standard field or completely adding a custom field, that labels are supposed to be given by customers in the other translation languages in which they are using. Whatever translations they give us, we have to maintain. We need not go to the Google Translate and we should not use that. Okay, so that is how this is a place where the translations that are required to be updated in any other languages also can be taken care of. Okay, so this is the way. Just click on the section heading on the right hand side, you will have that the label updated. The other language translations, you go on this globe icon just above the label and update the other languages. Same applies to the subsection also. In the subsection level also, if you want to make any change here, and also go into this global icon where you can see all the other languages, here also you can update for subsection as well. Section and subsection related you can handle, but not the portlets. Portlet related labels, or in the portlet whatever fields you have. So example, in the personal information portlet you have all these fields: first name, last name, middle name, title, gender, all these fields. So here in the configure people profile, you are limited to only handle the layout of the screen, but not the fields of the portlet. So portlet placement is what you handle. In this portlet, what fields will be there, the label of this portlet, all that you can't handle here. Section and subsection related labels are only given here. Portlet related anything, only portlet placement is what you define here. The label of the portlet, the fields in the portlet, In that field, which field is mandatory, non-mandatory, all that field properties and all, we deal it in a different place that we'll see at the next level. So as of now, here in this people profile, you can handle the section, subsection labels, and then even the placement. Now, people profile is in the first place and employment is in the second place. If you want employment to be in the first place, so scroll down, you have the employment section, select this. Against every section, you have these small lines, menu lines kind of. Select that menu lines, drag this section to the top. You can drag and drop it. Drag and drop it above the personal information section. So now that becomes the first section. So employment will be in the first place, and then personal will be in the second place. So like that, I just dragged and dropped it onto the first place. Using these menu lines, you can just select that with your mouse control and you can drag it and drop it wherever you want that to be placed. Okay, that is the way. And similarly with the subsections also, guys. Say example, in the personal information, first is the personal information as subsection, next national IDs. You see this? Here first is personal and next national IDs. If you want national IDs to be in the first place, again as subsections also you have similar kind of a menu lines. Just select that, drag and drop it. So that even swaps the placement of the subsections also wherever you want. Just you select these menu lines and you can drag and drop them. Completely from this sections to the other section if you want to bring also you can. Not only within a section, this national IDs if you want to bring it from this and handle keep it in another section also, you can completely drag and drop it into this other section as well. Up to you. And next, portlets. So portlets level in national ID information, national ID information subsection. First is the national ID, and on the right hand side you have visa and work permits. So this thing is here, national ID and work eligibility. If you want this work eligibility to the left and national ID to the right, against these menu lines, and as portlet level also, select that, drag and drop it to the left. The one which is already on the left will automatically go to the right. So if you bring one thing here, the one which is already there will move on to the right. So that way, here you have the complete layout related, the order in which the sections should be, in each section in which order the subsection should be, in a subsection in which alignment the portlet should be, everything just with these menu lines against section, subsection and portlet, you can just select them and drag and drop wherever you want them to be placed. Okay, so the labels of the sections and subsections is what you can handle, and the placement of all sections, subsections and portlet also can be handled here on this configure people profile page. So now here on the right hand corner, if we click on save, we just click on save. Once this is saved, if I refresh my people profile as per the changes that I have done, the section subsection changes at the personal information level, the labels what I have changed and the layout ordering what I have changed, everything will reflect here immediately. Now if I refresh this, so till now personal information which is in the first place, it goes to the second place. Personal information which used to be in the first place, it went into the second place, and employment in the second place came to the first place. The word personal information full word has been truncated to info, personal info, because we made that change in the label level. And then here you have this portlet where national ID portlet, here the national ID used to appear on the left hand side, so now that went to the right, and the work visa related thing which used to be on the right came to the left. So this is all the ordering of the sections, subsections on the portlets on the people profile can be handled on the configure people profile page. Okay, that is where how the standard layout by the time you come to the screen, whatever are the changes that we can make. Now, first of all these portlets, whatever you are seeing here, are also categorized here on the right hand side, guys. So all the portlets are talent related portlets. Talent means employee talent module related, employee competencies, employee goals related, employee ratings related, performance related, talent modules. That related portlets. Employment information portlet, which are all the core EC portlets. Employment details, job information, job relationships, time management related. All these are employment specific portlets. Next, personal information portlets. employee contact details, address details, national IDs, emergency contacts, dependents. These kinds of portlets are listed here under personal category. And then salary information related, compensation information related, few more portlets, employee regular pay components, one-time payments, one-time deductions, all these things. So like this, all the standard portlets are categorized into four parts: talent, employment, personal, and compensation informations. Later on, we'll also see how to add some custom sections, custom portlets also down the line in Employee Central. Then we come into these custom blocks. As of now, these are the first 4 categories, which are standard available portlets that we can have here in the system. Okay, so here, all the portlets which are already on the left hand side will be normally in a white color. Whichever are not currently available on the people profile screen, that are not currently added to the screen, they will be highlighted in this kind of a gray color. So whichever fields that are, whichever portlets are not brought to the front end, they will appear in a highlighted way. You can just drag and drop them and you can add them into the, whichever portlets are not yet added you feel, so those you can just drag and drop. Say example, here under personal information, we have national ID information, guys. Okay, if I am removing this block, it's just a block, one portlet is one block, I removed it. Now if you go for the personal information section, here under personal information, national ID is highlighted separately, showing us that this is not yet this is not present in the layout. That means people cannot see the employee national ID details, like in India Aadhaar number, PAN number, in US the social security number, all that will be in this national ID portlet. So whichever portlets are already added will be in just a simple white color. Whichever are not present into the sections, they will be highlighted like this. So whichever are not there, you can just select that menu lines, drag and drop it into this container. That's it. That is also added. So all the portlets, even if you remove it, it's just a reference that you are removing. The main one is still here in the list. Here, if I remove it, it doesn't mean that that's being completely deleted. Just you are removing a reference of it. Again, when you want to add it, you just have to go to that location, personal portlets, drag and drop it that way. So that way, here on the right hand side, all the SF portlets will be listed, guys. That might be talent module related, in the Employee Central, employment information related, personal information related, and salary information related, all are listed here. So against all these sections and subsections, what all portlets you see, they're all coming from here on the right hand side. Okay, so when you see a new customer system, the standard layout will cover almost 90% of all the portlets. So if a customer don't want any portlets, okay, or those are other 10% any portlets which are not added also, if they want anything, you can do that removing addition of that portlets here by just referring the right side area, the available blocks area. Just drag and drop. So that is how you have the portlets, what are required, what are not required to be decided, the sections, subsections, their labels, and section, subsection, portlet, placements, everything can be handled through this configure people profile as a page, guys. Okay. So with that,
Suresh,
from here, yeah, please. Yeah, please go ahead.
If you go back, so why portlet you cannot change the names, correct?
Yeah.
So here, like for example, in national ID, in India, earlier there was no Aadhaar card. Okay, we had PAN card and others. So all those details, like if you go to let's say Dubai, you have Emirates ID. You go to Kuwait, it's civil ID. Something. Every place has a different naming. Okay, and also different kinds of documents. For example, PAN card is mandatory. Aadhaar card is mandatory in India. All those details, where do you capture? Because you have only one option of national ID.
That's what I told you. In this page, we are only referring the layout of it. The fields related we'll see in the next level. Okay, we'll go step by step. This is the first half an hour of Employee Central. Don't worry, everything I'll cover. As I told right from the beginning, in this configure people profile you handle is only the layout of the people profile. Within the portlet, what sections are there, which fields are mandatory, what are the validations on it, that is all at the next level. Okay.
So this is not still pure EC module, correct? Still we are working on more of a description of how
employee. When you say EC, it's all about employee data. So where is that employee data all hosted is on this people profile. So how is this people profile structured is what you're required to know before we start with the actual core structure of EC. Okay.
Okay. Just to one help, when we're doing EC, if you can also later on, not immediately, how the project management part works in EC. Assuming that you will also teach us, correct?
What does that particularly mean when you say project management? You can give me one. Try to definitely.
Project. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm saying when you start a new project, okay, how do you start and end? There will be some how do you call swim lane diagram or something, that way,
Definitely, Jitu. We'll go in the same order. So all the standard sequence of steps, whatever we do in the employee central configurations, in what sequence, everything we see. So if you see on my screen, I'm ready with all that on my file. Implementation sequence. When you start with employee central, the 14-step standard success factors sequence of activities, what we do. Okay, it's already ready.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so that is with respect to the sections, subsections, their portlets, their alignment, their labeling, all that guys. Next is in the people profile. Even before you start looking into the sections, subsections and all, you have this header area, the main header area where the employee profile picture, the main minimum details like first name, last name, designation, department, location, contact details, all these are being appearing here. So all these things on this layout area, how do we handle is here in the configure people profile, you have the very first one called general settings. In this general settings, when you highlight on the right hand side, you have all such options. So here you have header fields. You just click on this hyperlink, configure header fields, guys, and you just click on this link. System will give you a pop-up in which all the fields what are appearing here will show. Profile picture, first name, last name, username, that is the login name, the job title, employee division, department, location, these things. Division, department, location, employee time zone, employee phone number, email ID, all these whatever basic mini master data fields are here. Just like on a visiting card, when you see what all information you would like to see on a normal business card of an employee, kind of all these things at a high level profile. Okay, and then every user will have the option to maintain this header area, guys, with respect to all this is automatically coming up based on from the employment information what you maintain in the system. All this is automatically coming in, but here you have a edit header option. Edit header, that is you have few options as an end user. You can update your profile picture, this profile picture, edit profile picture, either from here or you can also go from this edit header, edit profile picture. Next, edit background image. So here you have a background penguin image here, right? So even that can be updated. Same like these days we are having a Facebook cover image, or even LinkedIn also we have this cover photo these days. Similarly, here also you have the background cover image kind of, which you can update. So when you go for a background image, we have some standard success factors library of images also. So from a library of images that are standard delivered by SF, we can choose it. So in this demo system, they have given 9 images, whereas in a customer system, they give you up to 70 images in the customer systems. So you can pick from that library, or you can even upload your own background image what you want from within these dimensions, like 5:3 aspect ratio, 2 MB size, JPEG format. All these you are required to make sure. So that way, end user have this option of background image, and they have about me as an option. About me is where you can describe about yourself, and you can here you can make a self video about yourself. Okay, self is kind of an SD about bio. You can record it about yourself and you can upload that video here, so that anybody visiting your profile, if there is some video uploaded, they can have this icon of a video icon that will be displayed here. Clicking on it, they can see what you have uploaded about yourself. That is one. And my name is an option where you can again record the pronunciation of your name. You can record the pronunciation of your name, and that audio file you can upload here. So that will basically help. So when you are working on a global environment, say example, your company is located in India, it's in China, it's in Japan, in all these countries. Normally, when we work with Chinese, Japanese, and all, we sometimes find difficulty in pronouncing their names, the Japanese names, Chinese names, and there are definitely people in even in India, if their name is not properly pronounced, they get offended. So to make sure that doesn't happen, these kinds of features will be available. This will be good to have. If you record and keep your name out audio file, here a small audio icon comes. When you click on it, your name system will announce, so that people get to know how should your name be pronounced. So these are the different functionalities that SF has given at each and every individual user level. So company can decide which are to be given, which are not to be given to the users. So if a company says we don't want the users to change the background image, so then here you have the checkboxes, guys. Allow employees to edit the background image or not. You have the main checkbox. Even if you allow disable background image uploading, that is disable background image upload means I will allow the employee to change it, but he should not upload his own image. He should only choose from the library standard what images what I have given, only that he has to choose. He should not go for any uploading of a custom image. So that kind of granular level we can control it. And then allow employees to upload their audio file. Here allow employees to upload their audio file about their name pronunciation. Allow employees to upload an about me video, so that both the options related checkboxes you have it here. These things about me and my name. In about me, instead of uploading the audio file, you can also give a text box here where they can type about themselves, guys. They can even type about themselves. Just in Facebook and all, we write the about me as a bio kind of a thing, so you can write it here. Okay, so a text box can be coming. For that, here you have this checkbox. Allow employees to enter introductory text. Introductory text is what say. Currently it is disabled in the system, that's why you're not able to see. Now I am enabling it. If I save it, from next time when you see on the front end in this pop-up, not only a audio file upload about me, I can also have this what do you say, a text box which will take almost 4,000 characters of text, huge paragraph you can enter about yourself, that can be also made. So that is about all these options which are to be given, which are not to be given in this company, that can be decided here. Main point to be noted is whatever you enable and disable here are applicable to all the employees in the company. For one set of people I want to give it, for other set of people I don't want to give it. If you say it is not available as on date in SuccessFactors, this profile level features are common across. This profile level features, what you activate, deactivate, enable, disable, these are applicable across all the employees of the company, that way. And then you have one more as show percentage complete as one more checkbox. What is this show percentage complete is? This is the one. So every employee will be shown with his own profile completeness. So how much percentage of your profile is complete? So this profile, it says Anya Singh's profile is only 11% complete. There are many other sections of information that are to be updated. So like that, this is a profile completeness. It is nothing to do with reporting or with respect to salaries of the employees, performance of the employees, nothing. Just to show how these it's only 11% updated. You still have many other sections like your dependent details, your contact details, your previous employment details, any certifications, education details. Like that, we have multiple portlets on the bottom that can be updated. This is something that will appear only to the profile owner. I am logged in Anya Singh's account and I came to Anya Singh's profile. That means that to the same user who logged in, it is showing it. Now if Anya Singh goes to somebody's account, say Alex, she can see what all sections of information that she has been given rights to see in his profile, but not his profile completeness. So on Alex profile, what all sections of information Anya Singh is authorized to see, she can see all that, but the profile completeness will not show to her. But when Alex logs in himself with his ID password, it will show what is his profile completeness only to him. So only the profile owner can see that profile completeness, but not others. Okay, so that is how you have this allow percentage complete also. So these are all the different checkbox options that will be coming up here. And then Here you also have name format, guys. Name format is the name in the company. Here in this some values are not listed. We'll have some options of you want to display first name last name, or last name first name, or first name middle name last name, all the three names. So that ordering system gives us some four or five options in which order the name should be displayed. While employee data is being entering into the system, we capture everything. We capture employee first name, middle name, last name, like this different things we capture, in which order it should be displayed. So first name last name, or last name first name, first middle and last, like that, multiple combinations of drop down values. They normally, this can be seen here. Currently in my system, I'm not sure, some issue, it's not showing. So that whatever item you select, in that order system starts displaying the employee names in the SuccessFactors screens. So these are all the profile level options that you have under configure people profile page, guys. So about the sections, subsections and portlets, and along with the top header area level also, you have all these control, what features to be given, what features not to be given, and all in the company. Okay, any questions here? Okay, so this is the basic one, which will basically have the complete profile related layouting control from the configure people profile. Now coming into the actual structure of EC, guys. So this is the EC structure that we are required to discuss about. So when we speak about employee central, it's basically the center one is the main structure that you are required to refer, which is of two parts. The center employee central part has been into two parts, which is the HR data and the foundation data. It's labeled as foundation tables. You can call it as foundation data, foundation structure, anything. So HR data and foundation data is what mostly we call. HR data is nothing but human resource data. Human resource is all about employee data. So that is HR data. So the HR employee data is again divided into two parts. So what all employee information we maintain in SuccessFactors Employee Central is of two categories: employee personal information and employees employment information. Personal information means the information which belongs to employee, nothing to do with the company in which he joins. His dependent details, his contact details, his address, his national IDs, what do you say, his bank account details, all these, his education details, certifications, everything is employee's personal thing. Either he joins company A or company B or company C, whatever company he joins, this data is same. But other set of information is the information of the same employee, which is employer specific. That is, in this company, what is your designation, what is your department, what is your location, who is your manager, who is your HR, what is your salary. All this is this company specific, employment specific information. This is nothing to do with your personal, in which department you are, in which location you are, who is your manager, who is your HR, what is your salary, what is your designation. Everything is company specific, employment information. So like that, complete HR data, which is nothing but the employee data, is of two parts: personal details and the employment specific details, two categories of information. So all these categories of information are basically under the people profile. That might be employment specific or personal, salary related, anything. These are all under different sections and subsections on the people profile only. So that is the first 50% of this is structure basically. And if you want to refer to these examples of personal and employment information, these are that. Under personal information, employee address details, national IDs like Aadhaar number, PAN number, all that, his contact details, his working eligibility information like what all country visas and work permits he has. That is all his personal information. Like this, these are few examples of different personal information records. And under employment information, we have few portlets: employee job information, job relationships. Job relationships is like employees manager, employees HR, employees matrix manager, that is any dotted reporting manager, such kind of relationships, reporting relationships. Compensation, salary information, all these are employment information related examples. End of the day, all these blocks, what you see, all these examples are nothing but different portlets on the people profile. Address portlet, national IDs portlet, contact information portlet, work eligibility portlets, compensation portlet. These are all the different portlets that you are seeing on this page from top to bottom. All these job relationships, everything are the different portlets into which the employee data has been hosted into. So the 50% of the EC structure we see, the 50% of the EC structure, what we see, which is all about the employee data, that is the HR data, is nothing but what we see on the people profile. When we speak about the employee structure, the employee central module structure, 50% it's all revolving against employee data. All that employee data is on people profile. Okay, so that way, so 50% of the employee central is what you see on people profile only. That's why initially I first start discussing that thing. Today I have given you the whole layout specific complete overview on people profile because of this. So if you go and ask me, Suresh, go and show me the goals page, I have a page. Show me the performance module page, I have it. Compensation module, career development module, recruiting module. For every module I can navigate and I can show you. If you ask me to open an employee central module page, we don't have a specific thing for that. The place where the entire employee data is maintained and hosted, this profile is nothing but an employee central kind of. You can't have a separate page specifically called as employee central. Where you maintain and manage the entire employee data is all this is the part. Okay, so that's why we start discussion on this. And here, in that, the 50% of the EC structure are all that people profile is the backbone, which is hosting all this employee data, personal details or employment details, everything is over there. Okay, and then the rest 50% of the EC structure is on the foundation data. We call it as foundation data, guys. Most important terminology that we keep on using down the line from today. Foundation data. What is foundation is, say, when you maintain employee personal details, employment details, all that, under employment details, if you are required to say which department employee is working, which location employee is working, who what is the salary details of the employee, is salary grade, like this, anything that you want to maintain while hosting an employee record, first of all, I need to have list of departments defined in the company. Such that tomorrow when I'm hiring an employee, from the list of departments in this company, I can assign him against one department. Similarly, when I have to maintain which location employee works, first what all locations the company has, in which all locations the company's operations are going on, I have to configure that locations. The pay grades in the company, the salary components what are used in this company. So like this, all that company structure related things are to be first established. So that is the foundation of the employee central system. And that data is what we call it as foundation data, where you are required to establish the company's organization structure, payment structures, job structures and all. So what are the list of positions in the company, list of jobs in the company you are required to define. Tomorrow when you are required to hire an employee, against which position you are hiring him. You are hiring him against him as a manager or a senior executive or as an analyst, as a consultant, as a project manager, some position has to be assigned. So master list of all the positions have to be configured. So that is all the foundation data of the company that has to be established. In some other terms, people also call it as master data. Configuration master data they call, which is here in SuccessFactors call it as foundation data. Or pay and job structures are to be set up. When you set up all these, tomorrow when you are hiring an employee, against which job you are hiring this employee, in which department, location you are hiring an employee, what is the salary grade of the employee, all these things can be recorded against the employee record. So first the foundation structure has to be established. So the samples of this foundation structure, what all data you normally maintain at this early stage, to give you an idea, this is that. Under foundation data, we have three structures: org structure, pay structure, and job structures. Under org structure, you have all this. So legal entity is the very main thing. Legal entity is nothing but the company, guys. In SuccessFactors, company is referred as legal entity. So say example, you are implementing SuccessFactors for Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is one legal entity. where we are implementing for Coca-Cola India, Coca-Cola US, Coca-Cola Australia. Then each of them is one legal entity. Coca-Cola India is one legal entity, one company. Coca-Cola US is one, Coca-Cola Australia is one. 3 group companies is what you are implementing success factors. So then that company, in that system, there will be 3 legal entities created. Their lines of business. Business unit means the line of business. They are into what business? They are into beverages. Coca-Cola means they are into beverages business. Some companies can be they are into multiple lines of business. If you take Reliance, Reliance is into communications. They are into petroleum products. They are into textiles. So multiple lines of business. So that is the different business units you can create. And the business units, some divisions, departments, locations, like this, multiple things will come under the organization structure. So when you establish all these things, tomorrow when you are hiring an employee in a system, say if you are implementing for Coca-Cola, I have to hire him against Coca-Cola India or Coca-Cola US or Coca-Cola Australia. I have to choose the company. In that company, in which line of business he is working. In that business, in which division, in which department, which cost center is applicable for costing perspective of the employee, in which location, all this will come up. First, these things are to be established. And for an example of org structure related, let me just quickly open one presentation. Just a moment. Excuse me. So this is how the structure, the tree structure of an organization will be built up, guys. So first we'll have, yeah. So first we'll have the legal entity. Under the legal entity, we'll have different lines of business, the business units into which this company is into. Under each business unit, there will be some divisions. In each division, there will be some departments and all. So this is how the standard employee central org structure part will be set up in the system. The org structure of a company has to be established. Org structure means people think like CEO. Under CEO, we have directors. Under that, we have some associate directors like this. That's not org structure in success factors. That is called position structure. CEO, under that presidents, vice presidents, directors, associate directors. That's a position structure we call. This is the org structure we call in success factors, which is the company layers. The layers of the company is what it is dealing about. Say this thing, if you compare it with the well-known organization of Reliance in India. So if you see on my screen, so Reliance is an entity. They are into multiple lines of business. Reliance Communications, they are into Reliance Petroleum Products, they are into textiles. Multiple lines of business can be business units. I just taken 2 examples. Under communications, they are into different divisions. 2G division, 3G division, the 4G Geo division, multiple other divisions also. In every division, there will be multiple departments: sales, marketing, branding, HR, finance, procurement. Multiple departments comes up. So like this, the company's organization structure established in the success factor system using all these layers. The standard success factors pre-delivered layers. These are all legal entities, business units, divisions, departments, like this. A 4-layered structure is what success factors normally brings up. On the other hand, you will also have locations, but in a linear level, if you are required to see in a vertical level, this is how the tree structure of an org or organization structure in success factors looks like. So how do we establish this is also part of the foundation data under org structure. And then under pay structures. So pay structure level, what are the different salary components that are used in these companies? Say the normal basic pay, HRA, these are the common things. Basic pay, HRA related, few things are common. Apart from that, is there a transportation allowance given to them? Is there any dress allowance given to the employees? School fees allowance, children's school fees allowances, like that are the different pay components or the benefits that the company is giving. All the salary components are to be listed. Salary components are nothing but pay components. For the people who are from SAP HCM background, you can refer it to the wage types. In SAP HCM, the way we have wage types, it's the pay components here. Pay groups, pay ranges. So pay ranges is there will be some jobs with a range of 5 lakhs to 8 lakhs of package. few from 8 to 12 lakhs, 12 to 15 lakhs. That's the pay ranges. Okay, pay frequencies. If you enter an amount of say 5,000 against an employee, say dress allowance of 5,000 example, uniform allowance kind of. So 5,000 is per month or per week or per what do you say, per bi-weekly, per annual. So that is what the frequencies. We have a list of multiple frequencies in the system: monthly, annual, weekly, bi-weekly, daily, multiple frequencies. So all these pay related terms can be set up in the system, where when it comes to pay related stuff, our involvement will be less with respect to designing, requirement gathering and all. The payroll team will do it. So the payroll team, whatever is a payroll solution, that might be employee central payroll or the on-premise SAP payroll or completely any other third-party payroll. It's not mandatory that a customer has to go for only SAP payroll. There are customers who implement SuccessFactors, but they use some other third-party payroll. So from here, they push the data into that third-party system, and there the salary processing will happen. So in that payroll consultants have to define these lists, discussing with the customer what will be the pay groups that are good for this company, pay ranges good for this company, pay grades, pay frequencies and all. They discuss and they give us the requirement. These are the list of pay grades, pay ranges, pay groups, everything to be created in the system. We create that as per that. Tomorrow, while you're hiring an employee, which pay grade employee belongs to, what is the employee's pay range, what components are applicable for employee in his as per his offer letter, all that we record in EC, in Employee Central, where we are required to maintain the entire employee master. We are required to maintain against employee all these things. So first, the master list of all these things, pay ranges, pay grades, frequencies, everything is what we are required to set up first. That is where the payroll team will be involving. As per the inputs given by them, we set up them in the system. Similarly, the job structures. So in detail about job structures, we'll go at the next level. Just to give you an idea, job is nothing but, say when you have a position, you have a sales manager as a position, finance manager as a position, operations manager as a position. In all this, manager is a job. Sales manager, finance manager, HR manager, whatever, manager is a job. All that are positions. The specific things are positions. The generalized thing is a job. Sales analyst, finance analyst, HR analyst. Analyst is a job. That sales, HR, finance, the particular things are the positions. Okay, so like that, we will first create what are the different jobs available in the company. Analyst jobs, manager jobs, director is also a job, president is a job, vice president is a job. Vice president sales is one position, vice president HR is one position. Like that, you can have different positions later on. First of all, what are the different jobs applicable in the company? We establish the job structure. So like this, we have multiple things that comes under the foundation structure of Employee Central. Setting up all this, that makes easy in maintaining the employee data at the later phase. When you are hiring an employee, which department the employee belongs to, which location he belongs to, what is his pay grade, what are his salary components, what is his job in the company, easily you can maintain against the employee record. So for that, the basis is all these are the foundation items that you are required to maintain. These are all the building blocks of the Employee Central structure in the system. So those are what we call it as the foundation things, foundation data. Like this, these two parts are to be set up in the Employee Central system. So that makes the entire Employee Central system data maintenance functioning makes smoother at the later phase. So for this complete structure to be working, you have some backend data models, guys. Data models are what? XML files we see. XML files which are for the running of Employee Central module, not only Employee Central, for the running of any modules of SuccessFactors, there will be some prerequisite XML files in the background. So those XML files will play a crucial role from the background. They act as the backbones in running these modules. So these data models will be present in the provisioning system. So how from there in the provisioning system, what are the data models that are kept loaded on the front end? On top of it, we can do further customizations and we can design the SuccessFactors system as per the customer requirement. So as of now, this is the EC structure what we are required to know. It is of two parts, employee data and foundation data. First, the foundation data has to be established, which is all about the company specific data. Companies, departments, companies, locations, company pay components, pay ranges, pay grades, company in the company, what are the different jobs and positions you have. It's all company related thing, organization related thing. In the foundation data we establish, then on top of it is where you host all the employee data. Employee data level, again, two categories: complete personal information of the employee and the employment specific information of the employee, two categories, which is all stored in the people profile screen what we saw today. So like this, two parts. So this is what, even if you just Google it in the internet, anybody, even a customer, if they Google it on internet about Employee Central, if they spend decent time, they'll understand what is easy, what is it maintaining easily. But we as a consultants, the additional things what we are required to know are all these, the technical part of it, the data models, XMLs, where do we upload, how do we customize it, how do we customize the solution, all that at a later, that is in the next level. From in the tomorrow's discussion we continue with. So this is the core structure of EC, which will in the end of the day be used by the employees self-service, where it's not, the Employee Central is not a system which is only handled by HR department. Every employee in the company can access it through self-services. Self-service is nothing but every employee is getting a login, whatever they access is their self-service. And when they access, what all extent of information, what all range of activities that they can do, everything is controlled through permissions. Okay, as an employee, what I can do, as a manager, what I can do, as a HR, as a HOD, what I can do, everything is handled through permissions in the system. Okay, so this is the structure at this in this initial level, first session that we have to require to discuss, guys. Tomorrow I will again give you a brief recap of it, and we'll continue our discussion with the rest of the data models, their significance in this Employee Central, where do we load them, what does each and every data model mean here, everything we'll discuss down the line. Any questions still here?
Suresh?
Anyone? Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Rupa.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, foundation table and foundation object both are same.
Foundation data, all these clubbed up is what you call it as foundation data. Don't foundation tables you call, or foundation data you call, foundation objects you call, anything is the same. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Any others? Okay. Fine, guys. So this is all for now. So the tomorrow session we'll have a brief recap of the structure, and then further data models level we'll have a deep diving in the tomorrow section. That's all for now. Thank you one and all. Let's meet again same time tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, guys.